Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We actually have a pretty wild story to jump into. Liv, from this past season of Bachelor in Paradise, exposes a DM from Kat Izzo, and it's just ugly. This whole story is just ugly. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content, and Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast, every morning and afternoon. What I love about Bachelor Rush Hour is whenever I make content like this in the morning, anything I don't get to, I put in the podcast and late breaking stories and things like that. So if you want to be up to date on all the news, Bachelor Rush Hour. Now, all right, how do we feel about this? I actually kind of feel like the friend who has two friends fighting and they have to get stuck in the middle, because I actually like Liv and Kat for two different reasons. I like them because I don't base who I like based on if they're morally, on the right side of, it's like, are they trying their best? Are they sloppy? Sure. But boy, is it ugly out here. So we shared this story already that all the couples that left Bachelor in Paradise season 9 together have confirmed their breakups. And now Olivia is responding, and I'm going to share what's Olivia's responding to, but there's this TikTok that Olivia found, and of course Olivia had a feud, which we're going to share that, Kat's response to the love triangle between Olivia and John Henry. We have to remember that Olivia is, I guess, an ex of John Henry as far as the beach is concerned. I've been a big fan of Olivia, but she for sure, I don't want to say enjoys mess, but she is not shy when it comes to putting herself into a messy situation. So Olivia posted this, just found, and by the way, I can say this because and I'm wagging my finger at people, I can say this because I've actually really enjoyed Liv, but no one bats 1,000, and I think she got this one wrong. Liv says, just found out I can type my name in TikTok and can see these little vids y'all be making, and I'm living for them. So here's a video that was made, and it's essentially a montage of Kat and Olivia fighting.
You brought it up because I'm telling you where I'm coming from, but I don't need to explain myself.
And the music behind it is, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't ya? Don't ya? Okay, so, and again, Olivia probably didn't even create this. She just found it. But she shared this the same day Kat announced her engagement was ending.
I'm telling you my position, and all I'm saying...
What would genuine intent, Kat?
And then Liv does a hostile move here where she puts her hand in Kat's face and Kat goes, "Oh!" Now, I'm not saying Kat's right. I'm just going to try to call this as fair as possible. And then the other photos are just sort of like beauty sort of montages of Liv. And look, I still love Liv. I love Liv. I think she's fantastic TV. I think she has cemented a return to paradise if she wants. I also think she would be great on a future season of Bachelor and or possibly Bachelorette. But we have to pretend, we can't pretend like we're not going to address the fact that she posted this, whether it was coincidence or not, on the same day Kat was announcing her breakup. And it's kind of like, look, you're allowed to share what you want on your own page. And Kat responded and said something. And here's where it gets interesting, because I'm not necessarily defending Kat. I think if I could give Kat any advice, it would be, let stuff play out online. Don't try to correct this narrative. Just try to take the high road and let it be, right? That's what I would say. Now, here are the DMs from Kat. We have Liv in blue and Kat in gray. Kat must have sent something and then unsent it. I'm going to read what Liv said, and then I'm going to read the commentary afterwards. So Liv said, "I see you unsent your message, but I still got it." At that point alone, I would say, well, she unsent it. So whatever she said to you, she took it back. Maybe she was responding and then realized, all right, I don't need this, whatever. So she did send it, but she took it back. So, in that respect, I would have left it alone. But Liv says, "Just want to be clear, contrary to what you and whatever other trolls believe, I've been reposting Bachelor stuff every day, and I just came across this TikTok. Has nothing to do with you being that, it's a mashup of me. And again, another objection. Where's my objection book? I've got my objections for trial here, given to me by an amazing, powerful lawyer. Objection, Your Honor. It does have to do with Kat, because the first half of the reel was her sticking her hand up into Kat's face. So it does, I mean, you just own it. So, if you want her to own the message she sent, don't piss on her leg and tell her it's raining. Own the fact that it also has to deal with Kat. Has nothing to do with you, being that it's a mashup of me. Isn't directed at you or your breakup post. Okay, I can agree with that from Liv. It could possibly just be coincidence. Not sure how anyone can conclude that. Okay, I mean, look, I think it's easy to conclude. And it could be a rare case where Liv's posting content, turns out Kat's breaking up with somebody, but don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Now, Liv was in a love triangle with John Henry and Kat, so I think it's very fair to say that is shade at best. Not sure how anyone can conclude that. Please stop trying to start stuff, because I promise you don't want to go down that road with me. That's volatile at best, because publicly speaking, this is a threat by Liv telling Kat not to start stuff, and then Liv starts it by sharing it. This could have been private. This could have been a Zoom call. This didn't have to go public, right? Kat responds, stop trying to start stuff? I haven't said a word to you. LOL, you have capitalized on the hate towards me from the beginning. I think it would make sense that I would also assume you're posting a TikTok the day I announced my breakup. I honestly feel sorry for how much hate you hold in your heart, and I wish you nothing but the best. Okay, so that's where they end. Here's Liv's response. And again, I don't think Liv has hate in her heart. I think Liv saw Kat get a guy and get a good... not obviously Kat didn't get a good edit, but Kat got the attention. And what we see, regardless of gender, when somebody gets attention on these shows, look, you go on the show in part because you want attention. So the fact that Kat got the engagement ring and all of this, and then the relationship didn't work out, it's no surprise that Liv has a TikTok, and it might be coincidental, but that's the game you play here, where, she shared a TikTok of her throwing her hand in Kat's face. Fine, sure, but it's the same day she announced her breakup. Can't we elevate each other? I know it's hard, but wouldn't that have been nice? It would have been a very good showing by Liv if she said, "Hey, I've had my differences with Kat, but I wish her the best, and I know breakups suck, and I hope she finds her man." Woo! Done. Wow, Liv, you came off really well, but instead, I think she flew a little too close to the sun here. And again, I'd love your comments. This is just my honest sort of vibe of what I saw go down here as we just watched it all play out. Liv continues, since some of y'all seem to live in the land of the Delulu right with her, let me be abundantly clear. The TikTok mashup of me has nothing to do with Catherine and John Henry's breakup post. Again, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it's, the TikTok mashup of her did include her slamming Kat in the, not physically touching, but done, hand in the face. I mean, look, I've watched enough Jersey Shore to know that if you do that to the wrong person, they're going to grab your wrist and it's going to be a whole melee. You know what I mean? I've watched enough where she said, I'm not sure how it could be, but it doesn't. Okay. I think she could at least admit that it's like, you could understand how Kat would think so. And in fact, the private DM with Kat said, oh, that was nothing about you. I wish you guys well. Done. Private, done. She said, furthermore, if you have something to say, don't unsend it. Stand on it and say it with your chest. If I had something to say, I'd say it. I would never try to make fun of or capitalize off of someone's failed engagement or pain. I don't have hate in my heart or whatever nonsense this girl tries to project on me. I don't concern myself with the business of those who don't run in my circle. Happy holidays, everyone. Remember, you lose your point here because you shared this. That's where Liv loses her point. So this isn't a Kat Izzo fan club. I think Kat could have done a lot better by not trying to battle this post Liv made. Let the audience decide. Here's what I've learned over time, and don't get me wrong, I still battle with people, so I'm not above this. I understand the sort of desire, the humane desire to just want to scratch these itches, but you do better off when you let the audience decide who's got grace and who doesn't, who's got the ability to take the high road. In this case, I don't know if either of them do. Kat Izzo then posted this. I don't know if this was before or after. She posted this 16 hours ago. Kat posted this 17 hours ago. So I guess Kat posted this before Liv publicly shared, but Kat said, I want to remind everyone that we are trying to enter a place of healing. Please try to remember this before you pass on hateful or hurtful comments. And of course, then Olivia shared what, in some ways is hateful and hurtful. Kat has pleaded for peace. Now, I understand she's still beefing with people. She said, I empathize with the fact that there may be things in the season thus far that are triggering. However, I'm simply asking for some peace, as the past 5 weeks have been overwhelming and mentally compromising due to the negativity. Every hour, every platform, there is something new. We are only human. I'm here to say I want a full peace deal. I want peace for Kat. I want peace for Liv. But I'm just saying right now, if I have to call it, in this instance, Liv didn't choose peace. Liv didn't choose peace. She chose exposure. She didn't come back and apologize. She just said, it is what it is. She sent me that message and unsent it. And my response, so again, not to beat a dead horse here. Liv says, hey, if you're going to say something, say it. And my response to that is, well, at least she had the wherewithal to unsend it. And now you're exposing something she had unsent. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. Liv is allowed to have her feelings, though. So Kat responded to fan backlash. This is weeks ago on Bachelor Happy Hour. So it's only gotten worse since then. Here's what she had to say.
Point of view. Where did Olivia and John Henry stand?
I don't know. I mean, they were hanging out for sure.
Were you friends with her at the time,
No.
or was it just more like
No, I was going through my own obviously things. So like the main people I was leaning on were my girls, like Kylie, Jess, Mercedes, even sometimes Rachel and stuff. Even a lot of the boys were like my friends, and people are like Blake was one of my confidants that I would like talk through things with, but Olivia was never really one of them because there was just some things that were said about other women that like rubbed me the wrong way. So I never really felt comfortable having a friendship with her, like on a personal level. So I never really had any idea of like where her relationship stood. But if there was one person on the beach that I definitely did not have even like an actual friendship, it was Olivia. So
who were her friends?
She was friends with, she hung out a lot with Eliza. That was her like closest friend, okay. I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So then when you start like flirting and talking to John Henry, is he just kind of just going back? Does he bring up Olivia or where he's at in that relationship at all?
I think I asked him at some point, and he was like just saying, yeah, we've been getting to know each other and I like hanging out with her, but like he was still, I think, open to just like getting to know each other. And in those initial moments, it was about I was just like really intrigued by him, and like I felt like a weird like attraction. So it was very like just a friendship, and we had became friends over the few days that he's been on the beach. So I wasn't like, okay, I'm talking to you because we're gonna date tomorrow and like you're gonna be the person I like. It was just like, no, and he's very easy on the eyes.
There it is.
He's really fun to talk to.
All right, so he's easy on the eyes. Of course, he had the choice between Liv and Kat. Chose Kat. Doesn't work out. Liv responds, whether it's on purpose or not, but Liv heightens it. That's where I stand. So as far as I can go, who's in the right or wrong? If I had to pick somebody in this case, I'd say Kat is. Let her go through her breakup, and at the very least, after being accused of posting that to drag her name, you could have just said to Kat, hey, sorry, that wasn't the intent, or you don't even have to apologize. But by exposing the DMs, it just shows that I think we got a little too ugly here. Let them move on. Hey, I mean, maybe Liv and John Henry could date. But then again, that's not me being a hater. That's just me trying to look at this as neutral as possible. Let me know what you guys think. We'll have the Bachelor Rush Hour this afternoon, and I'm going live on Patreon, the private membership community, right after this.